Hello everyone, this is Trust the Process here with another video, and today I'm going to discuss to you why you should never follow the in crowd. Basically, the in crowd is people who follow the trends and the popular things that they see within society, within the world. So whatever is trending, whatever is popular, the crowd will follow like sheep, right? And the problem with that issue is that society will promote certain things and make things trend and, make things popular. The WikiLeaks will push it and everybody will try to replicate that certain thing, whether, especially if those things correlate with fame, success, and overall, money, fame and fortune, basically. Some things are, okay, that's a good little avenue, but then certain things are questionable. For example, in this one debate between a Christian and an atheist, right? Basically, they debated about morality. The debate was really short, right? The Christian basically argued that God's word and God's morality is always consistent, is always firm, and is always just. And the atheist argued against that. He tried to say, oh yeah, societies always just has a different level of adaptation to where morality can be adjusted. And then, but also certain times you change the societal conversation to where, something won't fit. The Christian basically won the conversation by saying, okay, if the societal conversation based on your logic, I might be paraphrasing, but based on his logic, if, people who likes to date, minors, right? People who are considered maps. If society said if that's okay based on your little societal moral code, then you're going to go with it. And that's the thing I want to point out. The inconsistency with, the societal promotion and morality. Because God, Jesus Christ, the principles of God and his teachings are always consistent. It's never inconsistent, it's always just, and it's always righteous. Society, this is why you don't want to follow the in crowd too. Its whole social conversation can change on a dime. What is acceptable in the past is not acceptable now, but what also was not acceptable in the past is for some reason acceptable now, right? The inconsistent, and people will follow this like sheep and bots and just accept this, thinking, oh, there's nothing wrong with it, even though all of a sudden things change, right? And people are going to try to justify it as, oh, if things are evolving, they're getting, things have to evolve, things have to change. You can't, stay in the same era forever, which is true, right? Everything evolves, everything changes with time. But the thing is, the moral, standard and the principles should always be consistent, right? At least try your best to reach the righteousness. Within the in crowd, right, and what's popular and what's trending that the WikiLeaks will promote onto society will be detrimental. Because, for example, if you have on TikTok a popular prank, quote unquote, where one creator makes this weird prank where he gets millions of followers and he gets sponsorships from all these different gambling companies or something like that because he made a several prank, and people see that, and then guess what? You're going to create a large amount of copycats to do the same thing. If the WikiLeaks promote degeneracy in society, right? But then they follow that up with, oh, these people are degenerate. They make degenerate music. They make degenerate music videos. They make degenerate content. But look at how rich and how famous they are. Look at all the, worldly, materialistic things they are acquiring after making clowns out of themselves. Then you will have a whole bunch of group of people who wants to follow suit in that same pathway because they see these idols, they see these pawns making complete fools of themselves. But hey, the whole thing is, hey, they getting paid, they getting Lambos and they getting Lamborghini because people want to rush the process. They don't want to wait, which is another video I'm gonna make for another time. Yes, they will promote sex to a whole bunch of people, especially when they're young. But then they will, meticulously align the sex work of, the degenerate artists, for example, music artists. They'll align it with riches and having all the men swarm on them because they have high status, right? And that's the thing why you don't want to follow the in crowd, right? It's better to establish yourself, especially as a man, establish yourself in silence, right? Run up, the bag or whatever, what they call it, run up your bank account, gain more money, work hard, work 9 to 5, make different boss move, get some motion without letting everybody know your business, because everybody shouldn't have to know your business, right? You don't have to follow the trendy thing of, oh, it's cool to be a gangster. And that's going to be another video for another time. It's cool to be a gangster because on TV or on social media, they align gangster with being these big ballers that have a lot of money, that get a lot of women, that have all these fancy cars and fancy houses, which in reality, that's a fallacy. It's all false. Gangsters, the only thing they're going to get is either jail time or the grave. But they will promote that to the in crowd, and the people who follow the assembly line mindset, where they follow the crowd and tell you all of this trending, all of this things that are popular, everything that creates this buzz around social media and around television, around radio. They would say all of these things and they will follow suit and try to copy the same format of making people look like clowns and then getting paid for it and having rich status for it, but it's all illusion. While the actual people who has motion, who actually makes moves, you don't hear nothing about them. They move in silence. They keep to themselves. They make themselves not known because they take care of business without letting anybody know their business. While in the in crowd, right, you're just looked at as a group of sheep. You have no real individuality. Of course you want to have love for your fellow man, of course, but you want to be an individual, not a follower. And that's where, that's where the problem lies. People want to be liked by others because they want to gain validation from other people. People want to follow the in crowd and be programmed because they want fame and fortune so badly. They want the attention and the validation from others. But in reality, you're just following the trends and just promoting and accepting the slop that the wicked elites promote within society because you want fame and fortune. But in reality, you don't really have a sense of individuality. That's why it's better, I said in my last video, to move in silence, not to follow anybody else. Be your own individual. And the only person you should follow is God. and trust the process because he will provide you with everything you need. All right, later.